Find insight, guidance, and answers. Tune into Spirit with radio medium Laura Lee.
Laura Lee, tuning into Spirit for my special guest, Taressa. How are you, Taressa?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Am I pronouncing your name right?
It's actually Taressa, but
Taressa.
A lot of people say Teresa.
Oh, I am so sorry, Taressa. Where are you calling from, hon?
Manchester, New Hampshire.
So this is what I pick up for you. I sense or see actually a male who's come into my vision who had a cane at one point, had a challenge getting around, and might have eventually got into a wheelchair.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then it just got progressively worse from that point. I think this is the same spirit, but he might have been hooked up to some tubes, oxygen as well. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And did not like this state of being. Felt crabby, sick, tired, too exhausted. That's how I'm sensing how he's conveying it to me. He says that it was exhausting for all around him. He's coming up on your right side, honey, so I'm getting this might be a father figure.
Yeah.
He says something about selling property. Was this his or is this...
okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
There's more than one child other than you, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm understanding he left what he could to his children. Do you understand? And he was hoping it could bring joy. And he says somebody took a trip with some of that. Do you understand? In the family.
Yes.
I was hoping that would bring joy. That's what he's saying. But somebody, and again, I don't know if this is you or another sibling, had blown through what he provided.
Kind of. I mean, he didn't really leave money, so...
He didn't leave money. Was it resources? Other item. Now, he's also talking about retirement, and I don't know if this was you and or another child or both. I also see a very strong connection to Florida. Does this make sense? Because I see it on the map, honey.
Yeah, there's a connection to Florida, yes.
Okay, with him and you?
He has family in Florida, and I do as well.
Right. And so you've been there recently, or you plan to go back? Is that my understanding here? Because he's mentioning this, honey.
There was no plans to go back. I was probably there maybe a year ago.
Well, he's telling me I feel like there's another relocation coming up to go there. So I don't know if you have plans, but that's what he's showing me. But most importantly, in connection to you, I think there's another something coming up for you about returning down south to Florida, and he's going to be with you. And I don't know if this is on your radar right now, but he wants to convey this most importantly. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm also getting a T connected, like the letter T.
Yeah.
So that's just a confirmation to what he's saying here about that trip. So keep it in the back of your head and be open and receptive to it, because it was something that you might not anticipate until later on. And honey, one last thing. Are you employed right now?
Yeah.
Or are you're right. And maybe this means close to retirement for you, which might be a long off from the thoughts that you have in mind. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right? So he just wants to say, keep your chin up. All right.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure visiting with you, hon. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your time with me. If you'd like to be a special guest caller, sign up at Radio Medium Laura Lee. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our show. It's on any podcast forum and it is free.